Hi parents, my name is Dale Plotsky and I am the new Whole School Learning and Innovation Coordinator here at the International School of Busan. So today is Wednesday, September 23rd, and we just had a wonderful meeting for parents around the topic of internet safety. And we wanted to record this video and cover a lot of that content if you were unable to make it in person. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner of the screen here where it says bit.ly ISB int saf, case sensitive, that is the mini URL that will take you to today's slide deck that you can come back to and share and access all the links of what we're going to talk about. The presentation this morning was kind of a long chat, like 30-45 minutes, but being as a video, I'm going to go a little bit quicker and give you the gist of this. And at the end, I'll give you my contact information if you ever want to reach out and chat with me. So a little bit about myself. Like I mentioned before, my name is Dale Plotsky, and I'm in the technology role here at the school. I'm a Common Sense certified educator, and our school is a Common Sense certified school. So for those of you who don't know, let me just move my picture out of the way. Common Sense is a nonprofit organization that provides education and advocacy to families to promote technology and safety for children in media. So it is the gold standard in schools when it comes to finding resources and having conversations around technology for learning. So you're going to hear me use the word common sense a lot, and I'm talking about a specific organization, and I would highly encourage you to go check them out at the end of this presentation. Towards the end, I've linked their website, so you'll be able to find it. Okay. So the topic of online safety is a big one. So we wanted to briefly get into a few different topics and give you some actionable tools that you can apply with your family right away. So today we're going to be talking about kind of the big picture of where we are with technology for learning in the year 2020. We're going to talk about cyberbullying, data privacy, digital footprint, a little bit about gaming, and then we had a Q&A, which obviously we won't do in a video form. Okay, so the big picture. This is a graph of something called Moore's Law. Dr. Moore was a computer scientist professor back in the 1960s, and he made a startling prediction. He found that basically every 2 years, the number of transistors, or the power of a microchip, is going to double going forward. And he was exactly right. So here on the y-axis, you can see the number of transistors we can fit onto a chip, and on the x-axis, we have time. And right around 2007, 2009, that exponential curve hit, and all of a sudden we were surrounded by incredibly powerful technology. And at the same time, there's been a change in the lives of our children. And so this is a video from Common Sense Media where teens are talking about the pressures that they feel to stay connected and the sense that they always need to be on their phones. So we had two very incredible phenomenon happening at the same time. One, that our devices are becoming incredibly powerful, and two, that technology is playing a bigger and bigger role in the lives of our children. So when we talk about online safety, we need to have these two things in mind, that we are in a new day. And that's why it's so important that we as a school and as parents partner together when it comes to helping our students navigate these challenges. One thing I definitely want to share with all parents is this mini URL that we have right here, bit.ly/ISB-edtechHB. That is the educational technology handbook that we have at the school. And this document covers the responsible use agreements, the expectations, the rights, and the responsibilities for everyone in our community when it comes to learning with technology. It's a living document. It'll be changing and being updated as time goes on. That's going to be part of my role at the school. But I want you to be aware that we are communicating the expectations with digital safety and online safety in documentation like this. Okay, so now we're actually going to get into the tips and tricks. And we're going to start with the first one, which is cyberbullying. This is, unfortunately, statistically, the most likely type of online security issue your children are going to face. It's quite common that kids report feeling cyberbullied at some point in their life. So the tips I have for you are geared kind of towards the middle school age kids. It could work for younger kids or maybe some of the older kids, but keep in mind they're kind of geared towards a more middle-aged student. So first of all, we want to limit the amount of bullying that they're exposed to. So definitely sign off the computer and block the person right away. So kind of cutting the cord and limiting their exposure to this abusive behavior. Number two, 3 and 4, which are very important for the school, don't respond and retaliate. It's not going to make anything better. It's not going to help the situation. And for us, it's going to become more difficult to deal with if there's a long history of back and forth that's kind of clouding the waters. Always take a screenshot, get evidence of it so we can confer that something has happened. And finally, very importantly, talk to a trusted adult. So we can only intervene if we know what's happening. So let us know and we will be able to step in and help. If you're an older student, you don't quite feel comfortable talking to a teacher or your parent, maybe talk to a trusted friend. Next, data privacy. So this is a very important issue now. It's an important issue in South Korea, given the case where a lot of data is being tracked and a lot of data is being recovered. This was a story that just ran in the New York Times 1 week ago, and it talks about how personal data leaks are leading to real-world consequences for a lot of people. So I would recommend that you understand and use the privacy settings on your phone. So you don't need to give away all of your data to everyone who's asking for it. You can limit and set what type of data and how much access you are giving to other people. Your data is very valuable, and your children's data is very valuable. There's a lot of people who want access to it to make money. So by limiting the amount that you're giving away, you're going to do a lot to protect data privacy and how much you're putting out there. We want to keep it anonymous as much as possible. Never post an address, never post a phone number, and limit as much personally identifying data as possible. So you do not want to post pictures of, your ride to work, things like that, which would give away sensitive personal information. Don't share photos with strangers. This one's a tough one because a lot of the most popular apps are all about sharing photos with strangers. But again, we do not want to be giving away that personal information to people we do not trust, especially if they're younger kids under the age of 13, for sure. Never share a password. You never want anyone to be operating as you on the internet if it's not really you. They could be, tricking people with your name. They could be stealing your information. So we want kids to be never sharing passwords and keeping that very, very private. We want them to be making strong passwords. And just a rule of thumb, longer passwords are better. So it's much easier for a hacker to guess a short password that has, the letters changed into characters than it is to guess a long password. I would recommend your password should just be like 5 random words strung together. That's a very hard password to crack. And then very importantly, when something bad happens, reach out and tell us again. If you feel like your data has been leaked or you feel like someone is impersonating you, let us know. We have tools at the school that we can utilize to step in and intervene in those situations. All right, another important one, something we talk about a lot in school, your digital footprint. Every student is having a digital footprint made that is going to follow them for the rest of their life. The internet is forever. And something we always talk about at school is that kindness is very important. When you're online, we want you to be behaving as kind as possible. Follow the golden rule. Treat other people as you want to be treated and never say anything to someone on the internet that you would not say to their face. Follow the rules, follow COPA. If you aren't 13 years old, you should not be signing up for social media. So if a website says you must be 13 to follow or to use the service, wait until your child is 13 until you give them permission to. Think before you post, kind of ties back into what I said earlier. The internet is forever, so you want to make sure that what you're putting out there is what you want to have associated with your person. And then lastly, think of it as actually contributing positively to the online discussion. So even from a young age, we can try and encourage our children to think about what they're sharing and is it helpful? Is it something someone's going to find useful in the future? All right, the last thing I want to talk about is gaming. So attached to what you can watch is a video, actually from my previous school, made by teenagers talking to parents about what they wish they understood about gaming. And basically, the world has changed since the days of Duck Hunt, I'll put it that way. Esports are a massive industry. All sorts of kids are involved in them. It's not just, the quiet nerdy kid in the library that's playing esports. Almost all of our kids are involved in gaming now. So recognize that it's a different day and it's a different type of entertainment. Pick titles and set limits that work for your family. And I would highly recommend that when you purchase a game for your kids, you go to the Common Sense game ratings and you check it out. What's really great is they give their expert opinion on a game, their rating on the game, and then they even bring in kids' voices and kids' perspectives. So that'll help you understand, why does my child want to play this game, or what is the draw for a young person in playing this game? Very valuable information. The resources we have for you today: the Common Sense Media Parent Concerns page. So let's have a look. Parents Need to Know. Really great website that categorizes by topic and by age band, so you can find the information that's really relevant for your kid. So you can say, I want to look at cell phone parenting, and I'm particularly concerned for my kid who is a tween between 10 and 12. And then a whole bunch of very good articles are going to come up specifically for that topic and that age group. Another great resource, Trace My Shadow. This is a tool that you can create a little profile and say what devices are you using, what accounts are you using, what apps are you using, and it is going to show you how much data is being given away, what it's being used for, and it's going to allow you to take more control over your data privacy. Excellent resource. And finally, another great one from Common Sense, the Device-Free Dinner. So tips and tricks of how you can start having that time away from the cell phones as a family and reconnecting offline in a way that's going to be set up for success. So lots of good stuff here for you to check out as well. So thank you for watching this video. Here is my email address if you'd like to get in contact with me. You can follow us on social media at #ISB Learning to stay up to date everything we're doing with education and technology at the school. Take care. Have a wonderful day.